We begin our team coverage right now. WAT 6 on your side reporters Elizabeth Kubel and Kirsty Crawford standing by at Austin East Magnet High School.
We start right now with Elizabeth Kubel. She spoke with city leaders today about the perceived lack of action by police to prevent shootings like these. Elizabeth.
Well, Lori, all day long today, we have been sharing the community's grief, frustration, anger, and sadness. But tonight, leaders are pleading for change and they're pledging action.
I live literally two blocks from here, and I hear gunshots every night in this community. It didn't just happen. It didn't just start. This has been going on.
We've heard stories of heartbreak and hurt at the hands of gun violence. Today, the city says it is dedicated to starting a new chapter.
I commit as mayor of this city to keep our community safe and address this uptick in violence. This requires partnership, and I see that partnership. I've seen it. I see a renewed attention and effort to it today. KPD is on it.
More details coming from Knoxville's police chief, who says her department is willing to do what it takes to bring an end to the violence.
We are taking a hard look at how and where our resources are deployed. Those resources will be deployed thoughtfully, and we will be very visible, intentional, and active in our efforts.
There will also be increased patrols and intensified police attention in the area surrounding Austin East, specifically when school lets out. It comes as the high school lost 2 of its teenage students in shootings less than a week apart.
We're going to make a change. You know, you deserve better. Our kids deserve better. This is totally unacceptable. So please, please, let's all come together. Let's work together, and let's make a difference for our kids. Let's make a difference for this community. Knoxville is better than this.
Community, we will see increased police patrols out in our community. We need to make sure that we are providing information. It is not to be out here harassing anybody, but to help get the criminals and the guns off our streets.
And the police department has also stood up a violent crime reduction team, which will focus entirely on the areas where they say violent crime occurs most frequently in our community. Lori, Bo.
Elizabeth, thank you.
That's right, Bo. And the latest victim here is a 15-year-old freshman girl. Her older sister spoke with us today about the family member that she has lost.
Our hearts in this city are breaking for the loss of Stanley Freeman. Our hearts are breaking for the loss of Janera Muhammad.
2 teenage victims of what the city is calling a gun violence crisis point. Just last night, a 15-year-old girl was shot and killed.
She was a beautiful young lady.
Her big sister naming her as Austin East freshman Janaria Muhammad, showing us her picture to help put a face to her name.
She did dance, volleyball. She did whatever she could. She loved her family. She is very family-oriented. Any family member that she's seen, she told them she loved them before she left.
And she's now remembering some of her sister's most special qualities.
She was always smiling, even when it wasn't a smiling situation. She was. She was a very giggly person, and I loved that for her. You could just say, hey, nah, and she'll start smiling, and she'll say, hey.
The loss cuts deep for family members and the entire community. Heartbroken and pleading for change.
It's very easy to look the other way, not say anything about what you saw. Don't do that anymore, because, I mean, you wouldn't want someone to do that to your loved one. If it was your little sister, you wouldn't want someone to see something and not say anything. You want justice for yours, you know, so I just feel like everybody should step up and do their part.
Now, city leaders are not just talking about change, they're also pledging action. I'll tell you about the steps that they say they're taking to address gun violence coming up tonight at 6.
All right, Elizabeth. Now let's go to Elizabeth Kubel live at Austin East High School. Elizabeth.
Yeah, Lori, earlier today, city, school, community faith leaders, they all came together to deliver a powerful and a collective message that something needs to change immediately.
Gun violence has reached a crisis point and it must be stopped.
Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon opening up a joint press conference after the community lost another teenager to gun violence.
We have a community that's here that's in pain.
She was interrupted by a handful of vocal and grieving community members, but continued on, calling on other speakers with a similar message.
Enough with the shootings. Enough with the bloodshed. Enough with the violence. Enough with the vengeance. And enough with the tears. Put down your guns right now. Enough.
Today we are mad, we are frustrated, and we are sad. And we are tired of the killing that's going on in our streets. The increase in gun and gang violence is going to stop now.
Knoxville police and Knox County school leadership also took the podium. A message of unity as they echoed the importance of stopping the violence.
We must all, every one of us, work with urgency and persistence to bring this gun violence to an end. Our children deserve better. Our city deserves better.
It is time for the talk to be over. It's time for action.
Now, this press conference was spurred by the most recent display of gun violence. A 15-year-old teenage girl was shot and killed last night. Coming up tonight at 5, we're hearing from her big sister. Back to you.
Elizabeth, thank you.